Sup Glazers, it's your girl Janice. A little over 2 months ago, I did a rating of all the outfits of the Disney girls in the animated movies, and at the end of that video, I'd said that I'd do a rating of the live action outfits once Snow White 2025 came out. Well, it did, and I spent an entire month editing a near hour long video that ended up getting less than 50 views. I'm not sad about that at all, so now I get to relax with a shorter video that won't take forever to record and edit. I'm glad to make this video because I tend to feel more passion for the live action outfits compared to the animated ones. I haven't seen all of the live action movies, so I may or may not be missing proper context for some of the outfits. I tried to include most of the outfits the main characters wore, but I did exclude a few that I felt either weren't significant enough to mention or didn't have enough screen time to get a good look at. And finally, for the outfits that are a direct recreation of an animated dress, I'll add in whether or not I liked it more than its animated counterpart. Now, with all that out of the way, without further ado, let's get started. This is a recreation of the only dress Alice wears in the animated movie. Since this movie is sort of a pseudo-sequel to the animated movie, Alice is a lot older here. I think this dress is a nice reimagining of the original dress. Even though I find the animated dress cuter, I obviously don't expect Alice to wear this same dress as a 19-year-old, so this is a serviceable replacement. As for the dress itself, it's really cute, and I like the design on her skirt. I also like her updo style, but her hair is prettier when it's down. 8 out of 10. I like that the movie got creative with the idea that Alice's clothes don't shrink or grow with her body. And I also like that the material and silhouette of this dress does make it look like she made it quickly from the underlayers of the original dress. It's pretty cute. 7 out of 10. I like that it got simpler when she got even smaller. I actually think it's cuter than the first alteration. 8 out of 10. Best dress across both movies. It is gorgeous. I love the shape and the poof of the skirt, and I love the design on the bodice and the detail of it stretching down to the overlayer of the skirt. And the flats are really cute too. And I love the matching bandage. But her fake name should have been Celia. 10 out of 10 anyways. It's really pretty, and I really like the material. But unfortunately, the shoes are really ugly. Even if I didn't hate open-toe shoes. 8 out of 10. She looks really good like this. This outfit is really nice. And very shiny. Obviously. It's armor. 8 out of 10. The coat is really nice, but I wish we could have seen the outfit underneath. 8 out of 10. What the hell were they thinking with this fit? I could barely even tell what I'm looking at. The design is way too busy and the color scheme is terrible. She looks like a circus tent. At least her hairstyle is nice. 1 out of 10. There's also an altered version of this look after she falls out of the chronosphere and the thing on her collar breaks and her shirt rips a bit. It doesn't look much better. 1 out of 10. The worst part about this outfit is the pants. This outfit would have looked so much better with tighter pants. And the material on the shirt also looks super cheap. The boots are really nice though. 4 out of 10. The only good outfit in this movie also has the least amount of screen time. It's very chic and I love the colors. Unfortunately, I don't like her haircut. The style itself isn't too bad, but I don't think that short hair really suits Mia, at least not nearly as well as long hair. Might look better if it were a bit fuller. But the outfit is still nice. 9 out of 10. Wonder why they skipped out on the name Briar Rose for this movie. Anyways, this is a recreation of the Briar Rose dress from the original. This dress definitely doesn't have the flair that the OG dress had, but it's still a nice look. The color looks really nice on Elle, and the belt is a nice touch. 7 out of 10. I think this is supposed to be a recreation of her blue princess dress. It doesn't look very princessy, but she didn't get it from the castle, so I guess it's fine. It's a nice dress. I like the details on it. 8 out of 10. This dress is beautiful. The gold color is gorgeous, the details are gorgeous, and the tiara is pretty. 9 out of 10. I like the aesthetic of this dress. The forest fairy look was executed quite nice. 8 out of 10. This dress is really cute, and the color is adorable, and the cloak is also cute. 8 out of 10. I wish we could have seen more of it in better lighting, but from what I can see, it's very pretty. 8 out of 10. This nightgown is so cute and the material looks so comfy. And I really like the color. 8 out of 10. I love the way this movie executed the forest fairy aesthetic in all of Aurora's forest dresses, and her wedding dress is one of the best ones. They also made a make it pink, make it blue reference with this dress, except here the argument was between pink and green for some reason, and blue was the breaker. 9 out of 10 for the white version, 9 out of 10 for the pink, 8 out of 10 for the blue, and 7 out of 10 for the green. I can't really in good faith call this a recreation of her servant dress in the animated movie. Yes, she wears this dress when her stepfamily turns her into a servant, but she still wore this dress even long before that. I think she should have been forced to wear a different dress when she was forced to be a servant, but I'll save that rant for an actual review of the movie. This dress is really pretty, and I like the flower designs on the bottom of her dress. 8 out of 10. If you've seen my video rating the animated dresses, you know that I didn't really like this dress's animated counterpart very much. This dress is an entire step up. The silhouette is so pretty and the color is gorgeous. I also like how it shimmers a bit. The only thing I don't like is the material. I know they needed something that could be ripped easily, but I think they could have used a material that doesn't look like the paper used to stuff gift bags. 8 out of 10. And predictably, just like everyone else who has ever mentioned this dress, I'm gonna glaze Cinderella's live-action ball gown like it was handcrafted by Jesus himself. I've never even noticed how fundamentally simple this dress was until someone else pointed it out. This dress is just that beautiful. It doesn't need any jewelry to dress it up. The shape is gorgeous. I love ball gowns and off-shoulder necklines. Her hairstyle is also beautiful. I'm glad they left it down instead of putting it up, and I love the braid in her hair that looks like a tiara. And of course, the shoes look fantastic. I also love the glitter and rhinestones in her hair and on her body. And surprisingly, I even like the butterflies on her neckline. There wasn't a single miss with this dress. 10 out of 10. I love the design and shape of this dress. The only thing I'm not too fond of is the color of the flowers on her dress. I think they should have been white or a more neutral color, but the tiara is cute though. 9 out of 10. Recreation of the village dress. Obviously. I think there's a bit too much going on with this dress. I like the simplicity of the original more. 6 out of 10. There's also a version of this dress where she has boots and her skirt tucked weirdly into her bloomers. The look is strange, but I like Emma with her hair down a lot more. 6 out of 10. I almost never even noticed this dress. It's pretty. I like the flowers. 7 out of 10. This is the recreation of her winter dress. It doesn't look nearly as warm or cozy as the animated dress, but it still looks nice. I like the flower design on the dress and the embroidery on the cloak. I don't like the weird corset belt thing though. 8 out of 10. Alongside everyone else, I used to hate this dress with the burning passion of 1,000 suns. But because of the recent existence of a later dress to be in this video, I just don't have the same passion for it anymore. So instead, I'm going to read directly from a Google Slides presentation I made a couple years ago rating the live-action dresses before the new dress existed. I could make an entire video on how much I hate this dress alone. It is so ugly. They dropped the ball gown so hard here. It is such a downgrade from the live-action Cinderella dress that came right before it, and it is an absolute disgrace to the animated dress. A lot of people have ripped on this dress, and most people complain about Emma refusing to wear a corset, which messed up the shape of the dress, but honestly, that is the least of this dress's issues. First, the dress is yellow when it should be more gold. Second, they use cap sleeves for the dress, which don't look very good. And lastly, the elephant in the room, or rather, the elephant on the dress. The slit between the ruffle layers looks absolutely horrendous. How could they have messed this up so badly? There were multiple people responsible for this dress not only existing, but making it into the movie. This dress went through so many stages of creation. Did no one, at any stage, stop and think that this design was a bad idea? And you gotta think about all the other designs that were scrapped for the one they landed on. Was this really the best they could have come up with? I hope the costume department got fired. They should all be entirely ashamed of themselves. 0 out of 10. The shape of this dress is really pretty, and I really like this hairstyle. I just don't like the orange on the flowers. I just don't really like the color itself, and I don't know why they went with orange instead of red. 7 out of 10. This is a recreation of her peasant disguise. I like the details on the outfit. It's definitely a lot more interesting than the original look. However, in my opinion, the details on the outfit do make her look a bit too wealthy for this disguise. It's still a decent look though, 6 out of 10. Something about the material of most of Jasmine's outfits really make them look like costumes rather than actual dresses, and that's gonna bring the ratings down a bit. Anyways, this dress is alright. I like the colors on it. 7 out of 10. I like the silk material on the dress. Though, if it weren't for the jewelry, I would have thought this was a nightgown. Maybe it is. This is one of the movies I never bothered to watch. Anyways, this dress is pretty. I really like the sleeves and the colors. I think this is supposed to be a recreation of the default look in the animated movie. I really like that they gave it a peacock aesthetic. It's very creative and very pretty. 8 out of 10. I like the color and the shimmery material on this outfit, but there's this weird plastic looking boning thing on most of Jasmine's dresses, and they look pretty weird, but I think it looks the worst on this outfit. 7 out of 10. I love this dress and the color scheme. Even the gimmick of the skirt opening to reveal pants that was featured in some of the other looks was done well here. 9 out of 10. The recreation of the matchmaker outfit in the animated movie. I think it's called a hanfu. Correct me if I'm wrong. I like the colors and how they look together, and I like the embroidery as well, and the hairstyle is also nice. 9 out of 10. Even though they look very different, I'm gonna say that this is the recreation of the battle outfit from the animated movie. The red looks very nice, and I like how the gold complements it. It's just kinda basic other than that. 8 out of 10. What was wrong with the nightgown? The new pajamas look like undergarments. The boys got to keep their PJs, so why couldn't Wendy keep her nightgown? This looks like the modern equivalent of a sports bra and biker shorts. Not to mention that it's nowhere near as interesting as the nightgown, even with the jacket. Which wouldn't be so bad if it weren't the only outfit she wears throughout the entire movie. 4 out of 10. I like her mermaid look a lot actually. I love how fancy they made her tail and all the different colors on it. I also quite like her hairstyle and how it moves underwater. I'm glad they let her locks flow instead of making them heavy. But, however, I gotta address where they fumbled the bag. Why isn't her hair red? There was absolutely no reason to skip on this. I actually have seen people defend this dumbass decision by saying, oh, black people don't have red hair in real life. And it pisses me off whenever I see people make that stupid ass argument. Because you know what else black people don't have in real life? Fucking fishtails! Oh, we could make a movie about a mythological creature flopping around in the ocean along talking animals and other mythological creatures. That's all fine and dandy. But we couldn't let said mythological creature have the proper hair color she's known for because said mythological creature now has brown skin. And that would just be too unrealistic. Do you honestly hear yourselves? It's not like red wouldn't have looked good on her just cause she's black. They don't even have to use this exact shade. Example. Me! There I am, senior year production of The Little Mermaid, red braids and all, looking amazing. I looked fantastic, and so could have Holly. They even managed to get it right in that Little Mermaid series they put out on Disney Junior a while back, so why couldn't they have succeeded here? And the color itself is just awful and washes Holly out so terribly. I honestly would have preferred if they had just given her black hair instead of this color. Anyways, rant over, look gets an 8 out of 10. I actually don't hate this look as much as everyone else does. They definitely dropped the ball when comparing it to its animated counterpart, but I don't hate the dress itself. I really don't like how they made the sleeves look though. 7 out of 10. How come everyone seems to forget about this dress? It's so cute. I love the shape of her skirt, and the subtle pink is so cute. And Holly looks so nice with her locks up. 9 out of 10. As a servant dress, this dress is fine. The red is a nice color. I'm gonna be honest, I'm so fatigued from this movie, I'm gonna be so low energy. 6 out of 10. This is the dress that killed my passion for Belle's ball gown. You all knew that. I've talked about how awful this dress is twice now, so I'll keep this segment short. I'm actually impressed. I'm so impressed with how they managed to not get a single thing right with this look. At least with Belle's ball gown, they had the decency to give Emma a nice hairstyle. They couldn't even do that for Rachel here. Somebody imagined this in their head, drew it on paper, said, yep, this is the one, gave it to a team of other people who also said, yep, this is the one, and throughout no stage of production did anyone say, actually, this dress looks like shit. We should change this dress to something that actually isn't so fucking ugly. 0 out of 10. The version with the overskirt and headband gets a 1 out of 10. The color change definitely helps the look of the dress, and I'm glad they used the better version of the dress, even though it was super lazy that they didn't just design a brand new dress. 4 out of 10, I never want to see a frame of this movie ever again. So those are all of my ratings for the live action outfits. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments. I'm glad I was able to get that rant off my chest about Ariel's hair color. Maybe one day I'll do a full review of the movie, and maybe some of the others. Maybe. Thank you all so much for watching, and with that, I'll see you soon.